Hi, everyone, and welcome to the special simulcast Neil Haley Show and the Cutting Edge Benefits Podcast, with our host, Anthony McMahon. Anthony, all right, let's kind of break things down for us in today's podcast. What's our topic?
Yeah, so topic today, and again, just seeing this on the field, so reporting from the field are, using benefits as a recruiting and retention tool, both good and bad. So, I see some groups that come to us and the premiums are astronomical, like we always talk about, the costs are out of control. And, unfortunately, a lot of these small businesses, if they incur that cost entirely, it's not affordable. So they really don't have a choice but to otherwise cost share with the employees in a significant way. A lot of them just say, hey, we'll pick up your single premium, but if you add your spouse, you add your children to the plan, that's completely on you. So, if a single rate, and the average that we're seeing coming in, this isn't what we get them a lot cheaper, but on average, we might be seeing, 800, 900, $1,000 a month coming in. The business will pick up that piece. But if you add your spouse, you add your kids to the plan, now you're talking maybe 2,000, 2,500, $3,000 a month for a family plan, and the employee is picking up that difference. So if say your single rate's 1,000 on the group plan, but if you add your spouse and your two kids, it goes to 3,000. That means that employees, picking up $2,000 a month, out of their paycheck to pay for that difference, and the company's picking up the other 1,000. So I see this, week in and week out with a bunch of different groups. So what I'm saying to them as business owners is like, hey, like obviously we can save you a ton of money and get you great outcomes and everything that we always discuss week over week, but this is a win for your employees as well, and this could be a win in terms of recruiting those folks, retaining those folks, and making sure that the best people in your in your area, in your industry, are working for you as opposed to your competition. And just by simply lowering the cost and restructuring that cost sharing mechanism, it's going to allow them to do that.
And they couldn't have been able to, uh, what I was going to say, is there anybody out there like that comparative that has a smaller business that couldn't afford the benefits that some of these big companies do to give their employees? These are now they have comparable benefits to the companies of why they go to these big corporate companies is the benefits package, right?
Exactly. It makes them a lot more competitive as a small business. Sometimes it's even better. Some big companies, they offer awesome benefits and, if you work for them, that's great. But there's other cons to that, as well. But now by implementing the solution off the bat, I mean, I have a couple clients that we brought on recently, that had no benefits prior and they, happened to get connected with us through referral or a friend or whatever the case might have been. And, they're starting out from scratch, which is the best place you can be because you never overpaid. And, what we're showing them is like, hey, this doesn't have to break the bank for your employees. This does not have to break the bank for your company. Yes, it's going to be a cost measure that's in place. It will cost money, in its entirety, but it's going to cost you 30, 40, 50% less than you would have otherwise. And it makes it a lot more affordable. If it's, say 40% less than it would have cost otherwise, that means that the employer can afford to lower the deductibles, lower the copays, make it a better benefit for the employees, which obviously will help recruit and retain those folks. Or they could say, hey, we're going to give you better benefits and we're going to pick up more of the premium, instead of saying, hey, we're going to pay employee only premium and any spouses or kids on the plan, you guys have to pick up out of your paycheck. Maybe instead of that, it's, hey, we're going to charge X per month for employee only. We're going to charge Y per month for employee family, and it's more spread out so that the employee whose spouse needs coverage or their kids need coverage, they're not getting hammered and getting all of this money taken out of their paychecks. So small employers, it makes total sense for them to do this because you're lowering the overall cost so significantly that it allows you that optionality to either improve the benefits, lower the cost, or both, not only for the business, but for also the employees.
And you see these benefits are comparable. You said some bigger companies then.
Yeah, totally. I mean, believe me, there are, big companies that offer great benefits, but I think a lot of them, offer pretty standard or substandard benefits. And it's not like they don't cost anything. So I think small businesses competing against those big guys, it really is achievable. You can offer the same or better benefits at, the same or better price as those big guys. I know that they have thousands of employees that they can submit and spread out the risk to and the whole nine. But at the end of the day, they're still paying significant amounts of money for health insurance on those folks because they're going cookie cutter. They're at a size and scope where they don't look at it that analytically. But if you're doing that as a small business and you have the ability to by partnering with somebody like ClaimLinx and you have 10, 20, 30, 40 people, however many it might be, we do that on your behalf. You just have to, give us what we need, allow us to do our thing, and we can put you in a position to be able to, provide affordable benefits at a fraction of the cost than you would have otherwise.
What do you recommend, Anthony, when it comes to you have these great benefits with ClaimLinks to try to attract better employees with the benefits package? How do you pitch that in a way? I guess that's an important part of the kind of benefits package that you offer.
Yeah, I mean, we conduct quarterly education meetings, with our groups and their employees. So we like to get in front of the employees of the company and help them do that. So say there's a new hire coming on board, we definitely want to make sure that the administrative team there has a packet that kind of outlines the benefits, explains the benefits, and then they can connect with our service team. And if they want to schedule a one-on-one call to understand that we can do that on their behalf and just, basically walk them through it. Hey, here's your carrier, here's your network, here's the, deductibles and copays that your employer is giving you through the MERP. Here's how to use the two cards if you ever run into, an issue here or you need help with this, instead of having to call, 1-800-UHC or 1-800 Blue Cross or run to your admin team, and bother them with these questions. You have dedicated people here on our team that will work on your behalf as an employee. So just, reminding them of that, reminding them to reach out with any questions that they have or any issues that they might run into or questions that they need clarification on. Like that's what we're here for. That's why these companies hire us, not only to save them money, but to give their employees a much better experience as well. So to answer your question, we definitely want something that is provided to employees upon onboarding so that they understand that. But once they are onboarded, we definitely want to get connected with them and make sure that, we're here, by their side and are a point of contact to help them moving forward.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic, Anthony. Thinking about things further, anything else to add from today's podcast? That's all.
Just that, I see, dozens and dozens of small businesses every single week that have unaffordable health insurance plans. People are leaving the company. Companies are, cost sharing less and less on their end, putting more and more on the employees. And just the overall message is that it doesn't have to be that way. I know that, from what they're seeing trend wise, renewal increases, worse plans, it seems like it's all heading in the one direction, but this can all be changed. We simply need to just do the work on your behalf to find out how to lower those costs and improve those benefits, but it is doable. So if a business owner's out there listening and they feel like they're in this position where they want to provide more to their team or they want to pick up more of the tab for their team, but they feel like they can't. There are options out there and we can help you do that. So just would love to connect with you guys and make sure that we're doing that on your behalf.
All right. The best place to go is claimlinks.com and schedule a call with Anthony today. Appreciate it, Anthony.
Yep. Thanks, Neil.
That was the special simulcast Neil Haley Show and the Cutting Edge Benefits Podcast, guys. Take care.